Welcome to the weekly demo offered by the Inclusive Organization Technology team within the International Permaculture CoLab. This project is made possible through funding received from the Next Steps project, which is a funded project within the International Permaculture CoLab. If you would like to know more about this project, you can visit www.perma.earth. The link is also available in the video description. Welcome to today's session about open source tools, and today's tool is going to be Signal. Now, why Signal? Signal is an end-to-end and encrypted messaging software, which you can use both from your mobile phone and your desktop. It's super handy for self-organized groups and freelancers who want to have a secure way to communicate with their clients and their collaborators. We can get started. So as always, we're going to cover first pricing, features, and then accessibility. So how you can start using it and how to install it and so on. But first of all, the website for Signal is signal.org. I'm sharing it here so that you can see it. And it also explains to you why you should use Signal. End-to-end encryption. It's powered by an open source Signal protocol, which keeps your conversation secure. Privacy here is the focus of this messenger. It gives you the ability to start group chats. We will have a look at that later as well. It does not include any ads, any trackers, nothing like that. And it's free. So from a pricing perspective, it's completely free. Remember that if you are using this product and you really like it, then you should definitely make a donation. Signal is a non-profit, but obviously they have costs. So in order to provide us with this service, they need support. At the moment, development is supported by grants and donations from people like you who are using the software to communicate. So this is really greatly encouraged to support this. Otherwise, it will go away, and that would be a pity. Okay, so that's in terms of pricing. We have established that that's free. Now we're going to go with the features. And for this, I'm going to use my locally installed Signal right here. This is what it looks like when it's loading. And you can see on the left-hand side, it gives me some menu options. We'll go through them. The first one is to hide the tabs. Second one is the chat suite I'm in. It also tells me I have 3 unread messages. I can search through my chats and I can start a new chat. So let's do the search. So for example, I want to search about donation. So using this search function, it gives me all the times that I've mentioned donations. I can click on them. If I want to search in a specific chat, I'm going to move this so it's not in the way. I can click the search button. Then you can see I'm searching in this one, in this particular chat with Anton. If I search that again, donation. It will automatically go to where I say donation, right? And that's the chat where we were talking about donations. So it's really quite helpful if you're looking for messages later. I'm going to move this a little bit. You can see better. Okay, so let's say so that's the first one, the search function. Then we're going to talk about how do we start a chat with other people? So this, you can click on a little button here, new chat. I can find by username. If I know the username of the person I'm wanting to find, I can find by phone number. And I can change the country code. So depending on the phone number I want to search, or find by username. And here I can just start typing. So let's say, for example, I wanted to send Anton a message. New chat with Anton. I can pick on the three dots and choose what I want to do. And it takes me automatically to Anton's box. Let's say I want to send a message to someone else, let's say to Neynad. Click on Neynad, it automatically sends me to Neynad. Now on the top, it also tells me that Neynad and myself are both members of the same group. It gives me safety tips if I want them, right? And I can message Neynad from here, right? And if I click enter, it will automatically send it. We're not gonna spam Neynad today. If I wanted to go to this group, I can search for that group here. It's called Global Neighborhoods. This is the group. And just like before, I can make a video call to the group. I can, if I click it, oops, I can, there it tells me, do you want to call these people? I can turn off the camera, I can mute the mic or turn off the ringing. And if I hit start, it will call them. So let's not do that, but that's how you would do it. There's also some settings. This tells me which of my devices it should be using for that call. And I can cancel the call from here. So that's how to make a group call. It's very useful if you're having team meetings or stand-ups or anything like this for this one group. Of course, you can also call an individual. So I go back to Anton, my favorite guinea pig right here. If I click call, again, it will tell me signal will ring Anton. So that's the action that is going to be performed here. It offers me to put on the camera or put off the camera, and I can mute the mic. If I click call, it will ring Anton. And the settings you already know because I've shown you the video, microphone, and speakers that I won't use. So I'm gonna cancel that. Okay. This is, for example, group chat, what the group chats look like. If I go on the three dots, I can have a look at the different group settings here. These are the people in that group. Here's some of the media that's being shared there. I can leave the group or block the group. I can click request. I can see how many requests and invites that's been there. I can have a look at the permissions. Who can add members, who can add group info. So when you're setting up your working group, you can decide if this is someone that all the members can do, or some of the members, perhaps 2 or 3 people who are doing the admin, who can send messages. So you can decide whether this is an announcement group, which is where basically people sign on for getting to know about events and so on without the possibility of replying. Or if it's just a chat group or self-organization where people can all talk to each other about this. There's also who can add group info, so you can have a group admin if you like, if that's appropriate. In this case, everyone can do everything, which is pretty cool. Different permissions. You can have disappearing messages if that's useful. You can change colors, you can change notifications. In this case, notifications are not muted and mentions are notified, but if you're in a busy group, then you can change that. So for example, don't notify is muted. Otherwise it gets a bit too busy. Now it depends really on the group. And we click request and invites, nothing no requests and no invites currently pending. You can add members if you are the creator of a group and you have those permissions. And here you can search basically the members you want to add. And that's pretty, there's also a group link. So you can create a link. With the link, you can share the link with other people, other groups, for example, or on Facebook or on your communications, so that people can request to join your channel. This is especially good for groups that are wanting to welcome new members and more people into the group. Really useful for this, similar to what you get in Telegram groups, I would say. And also WhatsApp, I think, has this features. So these are all the features for groups. Remember, you always have the video. You can also change the title of the group and add the description if you want to. You can search in the group, let's say donations. No results for donations in this group. One for donation, that takes me directly to that message, right? And for the messages, you also have different options here. You have different emoji reactions, similar to other messages, right? To other messaging software. You can also customize some of these reactions. There's a reply button, like that basically quotes the message that I'm replying to. And if I click on the three dots, there is forward, select, copy text, info. Info tells me when it was received and from who. Go back on this. And I can also delete it if I want to. If I click delete it, it will tell me that synced across all devices. It also tells me who it will delete us for. So does it delete it for the group? No, it deletes it only for me. And I can cancel that. If it's a message that I have sent, so if I clear this, maybe I go to not for a moment. I haven't sent a message here a long time, but if it was a message that I had sent, let's go to this one. For example, it says I'm waiting in the car. If I click delete, it says also that I can only delete it for me because the other person had already received it. Okay. So messages then, so that's a standard message. You have emojis here. You have options for adding stickers, different sticker things. If that's what you're into, you can install the package. I have none installed, but you can install whichever ones speak to you most. You use them. I can send a voice message by clicking on it. So this is tells you basically how that the recording is going on. So that's 11 seconds of recording. And if I hit send, it will stop and send it. In this case, I don't want to send it. And there's a little paper clip. So this allows me to send pictures. For example, this one. Always a picture of me being silly. Right? So if I hit enter, that will just send it. You can see when you send something, you still have emoji reactions. You have download options, so you can download the image. I can download the image I just sent. I can reply to it. And then 3 dots for forward. I can select it. I have look at the info, delete. I click delete it. Now I can delete it for me or delete it for everybody. If I delete it for everybody, this is what it will look like. This message was deleted. And the other person or the other people will also see that in that way. You can attach any kind of file here. Obviously, you'll be mindful that the other people who are receiving it can also see it. And you can create new groups. So let's say I want to create a new group with Anton in it. We'll go next. Group Permaculture Club. Disappearing messages off. Create. There's 2 members in it, right? And on the 3 dots, it will let me change the group settings as before. Can optimize it. I can change. I can search through it. I can add new members if I want to have a group link. This is a good example to have a group link. So this is the group link here on top. I can copy the link or reset it. I approve new members. So is it a requirement for an admin to approve new members? I say yes, so that we don't get any spam bots. And I can toggle the permissions, remember, like before. So I want only admins to be able to do that. Only admins, and I want everyone to be able to post. I can update notification. Say like so. And I have myself as admin. If I click on Anton, I can make him an admin, for example. So you can have multiple admins to run the group. I can also remove members from the groups if I click on them. So if I click remove from group, Anton will just be removed. I can also remove him as admin later if I want to. And this is how you manage your groups, basically. There's different things that I can do here from this menu. I can enable the disappearing messages if I wanted to, mute notifications, group settings you've already seen, view recent media, if there was recent media, select messages, mark stuff as unread. I can pin the chat. So it's always on the top here. Easier for me to find it as maybe as a chat admin, this is something that's useful to you. I can archive it. I can block this. I can delete messages. I can leave the group. If I leave the group, there's still an admin there, so it won't be a problem for Anton to manage it. And that's pretty much all the features on this groups. I think we've covered quite a lot. And the other functions is to have calls. So you can see here, you can start a new call. You can decide who you want to call. If you want to call them only, if it's a voice call or if it's a video call, you can decide that. And you can, here you have a list of contacts. And if I click on the story, you can also add things to your story for your people to see. At the bottom down here, there's the settings options. The appearance, you can change the language. In this case, my system language is English, but I could change it to Spanish if I wanted to. You can change it to whatever language is suitable for you. This will restart the app. And now you can see that it's in Spanish, right? And back to settings. Now my settings are in Spanish. I can change it back whenever I want. Every time it will restart, of course. Okay, that's appearance settings. We have chat settings. And in this case, there's a spell check. Also standard media. You can import contacts from your phone. You can have a look at these chat settings. Also settings like we've seen before for the call. Notification settings. As you can see, I don't have many notifications enabled because they really annoyed me. And privacy settings. You can see I have blocked contacts here and my number. I can change my number from all of this. And I can turn off things, turn off stories because these are nuisance. I can also delete all application data. It's really important when you've stopped using it. All these settings that I'm showing you are from the Signal software, which is installed on my desktop, but they are the same. They are basically the same settings that you get on your mobile phone. I think I've showed you all the features now, so we move on to how you can get it installed so that you can start using it. You can simply go to your mobile Play Store or the iPhone store, I don't know what it's called, and download the Signal app from there, and you can basically start using it by signing up with your phone number. And once you are logged in, then it will be automatically done there. I would recommend you do this first on your phone and then install it on your desktop. If someone calls you while you're on your desktop, then you can still answer the call from your desktop or you can answer it from your phones. Either way, it will work just fine. When you change your phone number, you can simply just change your phone number and everything will be fine. That's pretty much it. You can have a look here if you click Get Signal. Here you get two options. You have the Signal for mobile or Signal for desktop. I have Linux, but if you have Mac or Windows, you also have links for those. And the Signal for mobile works both on Android or iPhone, just like I said. This is pretty straightforward. A free app that uses open source technology that end-to-end encrypted for your protection and for the protection of the people that you are working with. I will also link to the video description important information about your privacy and communication. So if you're interested in this topic and why you should use end-to-end encrypted communication methods, you can read the articles from there. Thank you for today, and we'll see you next week with another open source tool demo for individuals and teams who self-organize.